jamming. So today I'll try to refresh my memory of apparently Intruder macro. I guess you need to use it to actually remember how it works, right? So let's read it. In this extra mile exercise, we will tackle a more challenging variant of credential stuffing attack we previously performed. However, this time additional measures... my table is too low. Yeah, additional measures have been implemented to make brute forcing more difficult. So I really should learn this, you know. If you're comfortable using Burp macros, you can attempt this challenge without the instructions below. Otherwise, let's proceed with the step-by-step approach. So, we'll see. I don't really remember this. Catching the request. Begin by capturing the request to admin login and reviewing the response. Here an example of the response. And they have marked the cookie. And login token. Right. I've done this once before, but long ago. Like several months ago. In this response, we notice that alongside username and password fields, there is a session cookie set, as well as a CSRF cross-site request forgery token in a hidden field. Refreshing the page reveals that both the session cookie and the login token change with each request. This means that for every login attempt, we need to extract valid values for both the session cookie and the login token. To accomplish this, we will use a Burp macros to define a reported set of actions macro to be executed. I didn't change the stream info. No, it was good. Let me know if we had like an IRL test there. So, Burp macros to define a repeated set of actions macro to be executed before each request. This macro will extract unique values for session cookie and login token, replacing them in every subsequent request of our attack. Tutorial. Yeah, so let's try and do as little as possible from the tutorial and try and do as much as we can. But I don't really remember at all, so... activate intercept. Yeah, so we can catch this thing easily, of course. We did yesterday shortly, but I was kind of needing to finish my taxes yesterday. And I did, so it's all done now. That's nice, because today was the last day, so it's always nice to be done before the last day. So now Burp is started. So if we intercept response to this one and forward it. So why? It's not like we have to do this even. Yeah, it's probably the, well, odd anyway. So didn't we get a response? Yeah, I think we had this problem last time. So let's just try it once more.
Do you solve boxes at HCB as well?
I have just done a few boxes so far, so I'm just learning. But I was thinking yesterday, maybe I should do like, if you sub, you can say what box I should try. Try being the main word there, because you never know. You can always Google, of course, for a hint if it's too hard. But I've done a few of them. So let's forward it again. Let's just turn this off and try it again by just doing this. Oh, I didn't change the IP. That's kind of smart to do, right? I just had it up from yesterday. Ooh. Well, what? Why should this work? Why don't we get a response? Very odd thing. Yes, indeed.
That's cool. Did you learn cybersec by yourself or in uni?
Oh no, just by myself, but also I've been working in IT for lots of years, so and I started programming when I was young. So, but I haven't done it very much recently, so we have also now a C++ project for a copy tool. So, let's do this now. And here we have the session, and then we have... So, have you just recently started to be interested then? So you're starting to learn? So here's the hidden field with the value, the login token. So I have no idea how to use the... I'm guessing we send this to the intruder though. So why did we get this one here? Let's just see what it says. I'm too noob for this. So intercept and login attempt, capture the request and send it to intruder. Yeah, but it's not what I wanted. Configure the positions the same as we did for the brute force. Yeah, okay. I actually did this last time, but I thought I would need the one before. No, cause I've been home a lot with my kids, special needs, so that's why I'm not currently working in IT, unfortunately. But I work a bit at a company with electronics close by, so we'll see what happens. Why didn't I get this one there? So if we forward this one, I can try and sending it to this to the intruder again, which is the same thing, of course. So if we also capture if we forward this and we just enter something here. If you want me to explain this, I can do that if you're interested, and if you don't know how it works, we have set this to go, all the traffic's going through Burp. So when we click login and have this intercept done, it's open here.
Finish my sandwiches. Finished.
Yeah, nice. So I think probably my food is done too. So I'll just run down and get it. Oh, there, I heard it. So where did I put the spoon? There. So this is broccoli and cheese. Like this.
Enjoy
Quick
your soup.
lunch. Yeah, right. Soap soup. Oh look, twice I did this yesterday and I spelled user wrong both times. So we're marking these. And I think we're supposed to mark the last one too, right? We'll see. Alright, you didn't see what I did. Sorry. I just... Do you want to see it? Or is this okay? I just intercepted this in the proxy. So, and I sent it with a right click to Intruder. And I selected these. Let's guess we should do this one too, like that. You can... Oh. Let's undo. No, it can't undo stuff. Yeah, it can. There. So, let's see what it says. Configure the positions the same way we did for brute forcing. Supporting this much I know how to do. And set the attack type to pitchfork. So let's set this to pitchfork. I think that's what we used yesterday too. Clear all predefined positions and select only username and password. Our macro will handle the other two positions. Okay. Now switch over to the payloads tab and load in the same username and password word lists as we did last time. So we switch to the payload and we have lists to load that are called username and password. And the second one, load password. So we have username and password are filled in here. What to test. And there are 100 of them. Now, alright. Up until this point we have configured Intruder in almost the same way as our previous credential stuffing attack. This is where things start to get more complicated. The username and password parameters handled, we now need to find a way to grab the ever-changing login token and session cookie. Unfortunately, recursive grep won't work here due to the redirect response. So am I supposed to know what they mean with this in Burp? We can't do this entirely within Intruder. We will need to build a macro. And this is the complicated stuff. Macros allow us to perform the same set of actions repeatedly. In this case, we simply want to send a GET request to admin login. Fortunately,
Fixerbot says,
new follower the 6,000.
The 6,000.
Less than 3.
Cool name. Switch over to the settings tab.
the 6000 says, good morning Pride
Yeah.
High.
Good morning, or lunchtime for some people. It's all different depending on where you are in the world. So then we also depending on your schedule, right? Because it could be morning independent of the time. This is really too salty for me. Well, it's kind of good. Let's go to the settings tab. So this is what he was talking about, probably the grep merge.
Very true. Morning here in US. Smile. I'm new to TreeHackM, long-time help desk nerd here.
Okay,
Smile.
Okay. I started at help desk in like 1995, so it was some time ago. But I've been there too. So I worked in IT a lot, and then now, like a year ago, I realized that this exists, and I started doing like tracking things, trying to learn a bit more about this. So if there's anything that's not clear, just ask. But I'm a noob too. The menu that appears, let's see, switch over to Settings tab in the top right of Burp here. Click on the Sessions category. So, I'm curious now, because I asked them to update these rooms and then they did. Did they not update it anyway, really? They mean these settings, not these settings. So the settings are the top right. Okay, and then go to Sessions. And I have reinstalled my VM, so otherwise it might have been here. I don't know if these are things that are saved or if you have to redo them when you have the free version, because some things are not saved. Scroll down to the bottom of the category to the macro section and click the Add button. The menu that appears will show us our request history. If there isn't a GET request to, let's just find it. GET request to admin login. The lists already go there, yeah, in the browser. So select it and click OK. And give it a suitable name. What do you think about macro 1? Okay, so we have a macro now. There are a lot of steps here. Let's switch over. Comparatively speaking, so the following GIF shows the entire process. So they call it grab CSRF. So it's just what we just did, it's nothing else. Only our didn't have the cool name. Now that we have a macro defined, we need to set session handling rules that define how the macro should be used. Still in the sessions category of the main settings, scroll up to the session handling rules section and it shows to add a new rule. So, session handling rules, add a new rule. A new window will pop up with 2 tabs, details and scope. We are in the details tab by default. Fill in the appropriate description and switch to the other tab. Okay, since we don't know yet what it's supposed to do. In the tools section, select every checkpoint other than Intruder. Okay. Okay. No, it says deselect, of course. I was like, what? This sounds off. Making sure you're on the right screen with me here. So, yeah, deselect every other checkbox. We do not need this rule to apply anywhere else.
Tyrone Sluck says,
I don't want to work today. Had a big storm overnight here in the UK. Lots of thunder and lightning.
I didn't notice anything, but otherwise I sleep kinda... yeah, if, in case he would have been here too. It's not very far in weather terms, right? So did you get any sleep, or was it noisy? I'm just reading the next out here. So, in URL scope here, shows use suite scope. There.
From 4 a.m., it was noisy. Then I went back to sleep a bit, but then it came back just before 5 a.m.
Oh, because I actually did wake up tonight. But I thought it just was because I had back pain. I don't know, maybe that was weather too. I don't know. I usually never wake up at night. Maybe we had like some thunder and I didn't notice. This will set the macro to only operate on sites that have been added to the global scope, as was discussed in Burp Basics that I did like half a year ago. If you have not set a global scope, keep the use custom scope option. So I'm adding it again.
One of the claps of thunder was very loud, like it was above our street.
Oh, okay, yeah. We actually had a few months ago, I actually installed an app on the phone so I could see, because it was very close. And then it was like on the other side of the road, just in the middle of the kids' old daycare thing. In the middle of the grass, or maybe a tree, I guess. That the lightning hit really, it was very noisy. I think it's cool lightning.
I use WebLink.
Yeah, you could probably see there if we had any, but I guess I would have noticed. So, I mean, it's I'm here by Stockholm, so it's not very, far from the rest of the world here. Depends on where you are, of course. Where are you? Okay, so London and Stockholm. Is it far? In the weather terms, I mean. It's not that far. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I left you on the wrong screen and I hopped to the map. So, I mean, in weather terms, we're like in the same place, right? It's not that far here. Apparently
It was traveling west to east according to the news, so it was probably on the way to you.
Maybe. Was there something here just now? It's kind of fun to look at maps though, how it travels. It's already almost 14. Let's get started there. So I'm supposed to add the machine to the scope in the section here, if I'm not using it as a scope. So I'm kinda... I think we'll just use it like this. So if custom scope is, then I can just add one, I guess, right? Didn't it want the HTTP?
Yeah, that site uses volunteers with sensors around the world.
Oh, cool. I wonder how it does it in the other app. I'm guessing they share information on the different lightning sites. Oh, it's really salty. I'm kind of I've bought this kind before. So we added it to the including scope list here. So now we need to switch back over to Details tab and look at the Rule Actions section. So let's have this up instead. Click the Add button. This will cause a drop-down menu to appear with a list of actions we can add. Select Run a Macro from the list. And let's in the new window that appears, select the macro we created earlier. As it stands, this macro will now overwrite all the parameters in our intruder request before we send them. This is great, as it means that we will get the login token and session token added straight into our requests. That said, we should restrict which parameters and cookies are being updated before we start our attack. Select that update only the following parameters. And now I'm thinking, did I really know what I did, or did I just click? We are at sessions and we added a rule. So update only the following parameters and headers. And I guess we need to edit it. And let's copy and use like a bit of logic here. And just add our things. So if I click add, yeah, right. Okay, it was just one parameter. The other one is a cookie. So we need to update the cookie too. And it's called session. So add there. So we have both of them added. How cute that they are indented differently. I mean, why? Press OK. Okay, so we have the nice name of rule 1, running macro 1. The following GIF demonstrates the final stage of the process. Oh yeah, and they named things. Click OK. We're done. So we made a rule that runs the macro. I'm going up again, because what did I click after that? Yeah, we were on the other tab. That's why I was like, where are the other things? Right, so that's logical. And we can scroll. So if we do edit on this one, we have these. Okie dokie do. So sorry. You should now have a macro defined that will substitute in the CSRF token in session cookie. All that's left to do is switch back to Intruder and start the attack. And seriously, I thought this was more complex than it was. It's just doing it by itself. We didn't have to select anything in there or anything. So let's run it then. These are the settings. And this rule is active and it's on our scope, the IP. So it should be used when we run this then. And it will replace these two. So if we click the start attack button now, it says I'm slow by the program. I don't think we have any interesting replies yet. Oh my, that's slow. Well, it contains 100, so. Let's just look at some of them. They're different. Cool. So it seems to be working. And the length difference is because they're different username and password. Do we have anything with another status code or something yet? No. Okay. You should be getting 302 status code responses for every attack in this request. Or every request in this attack, of course. If you see 403, then your macro is not working. But we can see that it's updating. So I think it's done, right? It didn't seem to. All of them are the same here. Let's look at the responses. Yeah, so login, and this one is admin. I just saw a drop fly like this. So we have here the name, username, password. So I guess let's not copy this, just type it. Two T's and two N's. Oh, I tabbed by mistake. And then we had Bella1. Okay. Didn't I spell it correctly? Oh. Okay. So it was probably because we had done several requests between, right? So it was old. So we got some information here. Oh, sorry. This soap was... I'm seriously annoyed at my own pronunciation. O. Bennett colon Bella1. So let's actually go back and look at it again. So the point of this is to learn to make the macros. So let's just do it once more. Let's close this one. And so we have the payload here, and it's on this IP. It's cookie called session, and it's the login token. And we click the settings. So we first made the macro. Let's just remove these then, in the same order we added them. There. So let's add a new macro, and we were supposed to take the get admin login one. Macro recorder. Select the items, the proxy history that you wish to include in the macro. There. So this was all we did. This is apparently creating a macro. But then the rule was what was actually the thing, right? The beautiful name of rule 2. We went here, we removed all the check marks except intruder. We could change this to use the scope, but we didn't have it there, so we added the IP here, and it's 10, 10, 20, 108, which was already there, so I could have been lazy. So, and then we went back here, right? Oh, we did run a macro one. And then we updated this one. Do I have to click edit really? What was it? Login token. Login token, which is already there, of course. There, and then this one. And I guess we can session there. No macro selected. Oh, I thought since this was only one there, it was already selected. Yeah, I added the scope. That was what I was unsure about. So let's close it, and if it still works. No, I closed it, good. So if we start the attack again, and we don't have to run it all, but we have to see that these are different. They are not. So it's broken, it doesn't work. And we're getting 4 3s too. So I missed something. Do you know what I missed? What did I miss? So let's go up and look at the description of what to do. I switch to the payloads tab, add these, and it says recursive grep doesn't work, as if I would know what that is. Macros allow us to perform settings, setting in the top right. Add a macro. Get the request to the get request to admin login. Yes. And give it a name and click OK. Sessions handling rules. Add a new rule, a new window will pop up. Can't double click, that annoys me. So there, it looks the same as theirs. Fill in a description in the total scope. Total scope. Uncheck everything but Intruder. I did that. Since then it was this, was they tell us to do this, but if you don't have it, the scope or a target defined, you can do custom. And then switch back to the details tab. Look at rule actions, add, run a macro. So, I don't see... Oh, did I forget the cookie? Didn't I add the cookie? No, I just clicked here. I didn't type the name. Okay, good. I did click this. I didn't click add. Problem found. So I forgot to click the add button, which is kind of annoying. You can type something and then you close it and it's not there. Okay, so unintuitive UI, definitely. So, okay. And these are still there. And now we get 302s. And they should be different. No? Am I blind? And I just realized...
How is it 1:20 already? Where has today gone?
Yeah, crazy. I just realized there's a blue line on the bottom where I can see if it's finished. Woohoo! I've never seen that. It's crazy how time flies, really.
Yeah, I took a screen break from working this morning, and cleaned the banister upstairs. Spent 20 minutes doing that, lol.
It's like magic. When you sit by the computer, time just flies.
I don't know how it took so long.
But you have... I mean, like... Cleaning the whole house takes less time than doing a few things by the computer, I feel. I mean, it feels that way. So, it's finished. So maybe I was not wrong, because this looks like the same to me. Right?
Our cats come in from outside through our bathroom, and sometimes have muddy feet, so they walk through the banister to get downstairs.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Then 20 minutes sounds kinda short, right? So we have the reply or the answer.
Well, that and I was probably using the wrong cleaning product at first, lol.
So, why do we get 302s? We should get 403s when we do the wrong thing. Is it just because we're... What did I do differently the first time it worked? Let's just kill Burp. Because I don't trust it to be reasonable. So log out. And Burp is not on, so it shouldn't be anything there. So fresh Burp.
$302 is a redirect?
Yes, so it's sending the... You could see in the response there if it sends you back to the login page or if it sends you to the admin page. So it redirected to different pages. But when we didn't have the right information before, we got the error instead. We got the 403 ones. And I didn't save any of the things. So if we go to the proxy now, we can just intercept this first one. And let's actually intercept the login. Well, I'm lazy now. UP. So we have U and we have P, and we want to send this to Intruder, and add that one too. So it added this one since I had it marked. And we have still the same IP. Now is when we know if the macros are cleared out. We need to add the lists, of course, and the type. So pitchfork and what? I think it's like a... It's annoying that there's something there already. Well, so the first one is the usernames. The second one is the passwords. There. And that's all the things we did here. Then if the macro is still there, we will notice, because it will be in sessions macros, and it's not. So any macro we make will be deleted, which is, I don't know if it's good or bad, you know. It's the admin login get that we want. Why such a tiny window? So this one has the... Let's see. Here's the login token. So it has the things we want. Look, you block origin. That's why I never usually leave this on, but it's still in the history. So I guess I still have the window open there. So let's click OK on that one. So we have the macro, which is just what web page. Then we add a rule. We start with adding these, or rather removing them, except for Intruder. We want it to do this on our current one. And no, I didn't have it in the copy. 10, 10, 20, 108. There. Included in scope. So then we go to details again. We add a rule, which is macro. And then we have to set these. And now it's all empty there. So login token. Login token. And I have to add before I close. And this one. So many clicks. Session. Add. Close. So we have both of them. We click OK. And we didn't select the macro. We click OK again. So now we should have all of the things, right? We have this, we have this. The best way to learn is to have problems. And if we edit this, we can see we have both of these. So and these are in the settings. So now when we start the attack, it should replace them. And now it works again. So we had to restart Burp and do the exact same thing for it to work again. Is that right? Was that the actual thing? So let's look at the responses here. So this refers us to admin login, and when it's done, or this one, it just says admin. So you should be directed automatically to target URL admin. So that's how we know that this was the correct username and password. There. So this is nice to remember. I'll try to like maybe I should just like copy this note. You know, this is a simple instruction. The images were not really necessary either. It was just the text. So and this is a full list of it. I think I don't want the images though. Whatever. Web. Burp Burp macro. So I shift control pasted. So if I would have just pasted, we get this. Maybe this is better, but just removing the images. Or should I leave them in there? And I'm saying this is THM. So there. Let's change this because this is very I'm almost regretting keeping the formatting anyway. Whatever. Let's not focus on the notes. They don't have to be perfect. So we spent an hour on doing this 4 times, right? Which means it should probably be still there in the memory at least tomorrow. Congratulations to completing the Burp suit Intruder room. By now you should have solid understanding of how to efficiently utilize Intruder to automate requests and perform various types of attacks. In the next room of the module we'll be looking at some of Burp's other modules. So we go to the next one.